Hi, welcome to today's edition of On the Scene. My name is Diana Klink, host of today's show. The holidays are behind us, and maybe your New Year's resolution was to either get active, take a class, or get involved. We're going to tell you how you can do that at the Suffolk Center for Cultural Arts and the Suffolk Art Gallery. All of that when we return. Hi, welcome back to On the Scene. Joining us now is Nancy Kinzinger. Nancy, thank you so much for having us here today.
You're welcome. We're glad to have you.
We're here at the Suffolk Art Gallery, formerly known as the Suffolk Museum. I know for some of us that have lived here for a long time, it's a name that's kind of hard to shake. But there, as we can look around us, there's just always something exciting, something different, and something unusual going on here at the center.
Thank you. We really strive for that to be the case. We do try to have a variety of exhibits that will appeal to a lot of different people in Suffolk and beyond. This particular exhibit has been very successful. It's the 100th anniversary of Girl Scouting, and we're winding down to the end here with this exhibit, but we have had people from all across Hampton Roads as well as Richmond, North Carolina, that sort of thing to come to the exhibit. So it's been great. We've had a lot of visitors.
Well, and it's been so much fun. I know you and I have kind of shared a little bit before we started taping, walking around and looking at the different uniforms and the scouting memorabilia and so forth. Definitely brings back a lot of good memories.
It does, and of course with Camp Matoika being here in Suffolk, and we have a lot of artifacts from Matoika, which thankfully the council saved. With that being here in Suffolk, it's been a real, I've had people say, oh, it's a homecoming kind of thing, because they've actually been able to see some of the things that they remember from growing up and being in Girl Scouts. So it's been a great exhibit.
And I think that's one of the really interesting things about this facility is that you bring displays, exhibits, and so forth that just appeal to such a wide range of people and a wide range of taste as well. So it's not one specific genre, it's just if it's art, it's here.
Well, and that's really what we strive for. Part of our mission is to serve, obviously, as the city, a city facility, is to serve people in all ages and all economic brackets and whatever, you know, we're here for everybody. And we really do try to bring a variety of exhibits in and do something that will appeal to, you know, so that everybody can come and see us at least once a year. We do have people that come to every exhibit no matter what, and you know, there sometimes when people will come in and they'll say, well, I really didn't care for this so much, but I've enjoyed looking at this or that. So we really do try to have something in every exhibit for someone to see. Our exhibits really do go hand in hand with our classes also. So with the classes and with everything else that happens, they both really complement each other. Plus we do have some special events occasionally besides our openings, so those also complement the exhibits. And we do make an effort. I appreciate you recognizing that, because we try.
And as I said, it's very obvious as well. Now, you mentioned classes, and of course, you know, we're kind of getting into the dregs of winter, so to speak, where it's really nice. I mean, we come here year round. There's always something exciting going on, but especially with the cooler temperatures and so forth, whether it be for our children or for adults that just want to get out and take a class. Let's talk a little bit about what you have to offer.
Well, we have ongoing classes, a pastel class that's ongoing, which is for beginners as well as advanced students. We have a quilting class that's ongoing, and that is, again, beginners as well as advanced students. We do a variety of other things, sort of just pop them in here and there. We are doing a trip, actually, to the Mid-Atlantic Quilt Show, which I think is February 22nd. It's usually that last Thursday in the month of February, doing that from here, from the gallery, and people can sign up for that. It's a inexpensive bus trip sort of thing. I think it's about $12 to get into the show, but at least then you don't have to deal with driving and parking and all that sort of thing. And we usually have a group of people that do that. There are, as far as classes go, there also is coming up very quickly. February 4th, there is going to be a program at the Suffolk Center at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, which is it's a puppet show, basically, which is presented by a group out of North Carolina, and I had been sort of lobbying for these people to come to the Suffolk Center since Michael Bollinger was the original director. So they are coming, and the program really is it's a wonderful program that will appeal to both kids and adults, but these are master puppet folks, and they do very large puppets, they do very small puppets, they have musicians that come along with them. We're actually doing a program where for $15, which is the cost to get into the show for adults, we're inviting people to come to the Suffolk to the Suffolk Art Gallery beforehand and bring a picnic lunch, and we're going to do a mask making workshop so we can all wear masks to the puppet show, because there are lots of masks in the puppet show.
That sounds like a lot of fun.
Trying to just insert something here. It is wintertime, as I
Right.
said, and you said, and there are not always a lot of things to do on Saturdays and Sundays and that sort of thing, but it's just something that will be fun for adults and children. We have that coming up. We also have a variety of other classes through the Virginia Museum that are one-day workshops that are coming up here this spring, in February and March. I'm drawing a blank. We have so many things that are going class-wise, but there is always something for kids and adults that are going on here.
Well, of course, February, Valentine's Day, I understand that there's a special Valentine craft, and there's, of course, Easter right around the corner,
Exactly.
Egg decorating class. So definitely something to create those family memories with, too.
We try to do things that are, that will appeal to people in a variety of ages. So there are a lot of things that are coming up.
Now, of course, we mentioned February being African American History Month. We'll be celebrating that, and I know that you've got some events going on here, as well as the Center for Cultural Arts, which we'll be visiting a little bit later in our segment. But let's talk about what the art gallery will actually be featuring.
We actually will be featuring during that time period the Exhibit of Excellence, which is a 10th through 12th grade student exhibit, and that opens on February 7th. Sorry, I have to look at my notes, and runs through March 2nd. And it's basically open to all students in grades 10 through 12. It is a juried show, and there are awards, but it's always an interesting show. It really reflects the quality of students, which reflects the quality of the art teachers that we have here in Suffolk. And that's happening. And also during that time period, we're on February 16th, we are going to have Nathan Richardson, one of Suffolk's native sons, come again, and we're going to do a poetry, prose, and pizza night. And that really is a African American History Month sort of event, because we do have a lot of folks that come and read specifically, not only from their own work, but from other people's work during that time period. Additionally, on that evening, Timothy Giles, who is another native son, who has been involved in the gallery again for a long time. He, I believe, exhibited here as a student and has family in the area. He actually joined the Marine Corps, I believe, yes, and he's worked for the Foreign Service Corps, and he's been an officer with the State Department, etc. Has traveled a lot, but he's written a book which really is about his paintings and his interpretation of other cultures and that sort of thing. But he'll be here on that evening signing copies of his book and talking about his book a little bit. And again, that's February 16th, and it's a Thursday evening. Our open mic night starts at 6. People can come in and sign up on the board. We have people that sing and recite and read from other people's work, so it really is open to everybody. And we do have a lot of sort of interesting entertainment during that time period. But we try to provide a comfortable atmosphere. Someone will be providing pizza. We're not sure who at this point, but one of the local pizza joints does provide us with pizza. So you can come in and sit down and have a bite and actually participate, or you can just listen. It's a coffee house kind of situation.
So definitely, as I said, no matter what your taste, or you think about art and so forth, you don't necessarily think about all, as I mentioned, the different genres, but spoken word, and there's just so many ways of expressing yourself as far artistically. And again, just a really nice way to showcase that as well.
It is. The Art League also, Suffolk Art League, speaking of different genres, the Suffolk Art League also has their 29th annual antique show coming up last weekend in February. That is at Kings Fort Middle School on the 25th and 26th. And the hours, I think both days are 10 to 5. I think Sunday there it's from 12 to 5. But you can call us here at the Suffolk Art Gallery for more information on that.
And that was, I think, very interesting too, because it was one of those situations where, of course, it's your major fundraiser, I believe, for the Art League.
For the Art League, it is their major fundraiser, and it is co-sponsored by City of Suffolk Department of Parks and Recreation. It is at Kings Fork Middle School, and they've been doing this for years. They have people come that have come every year, sort of thing, but it really does draw a group of people from all over the area.
So something like 40 vendors from the Mid-Atlantic region. So again, just a really nice time to get out, support your community, and maybe snag a good antique.
That's right. I've been myself quite a few times, and I always manage to snag something interesting. So it's a real nice mix of vendors. They work very hard on this, and it's a very successful event for them.
So now, again, the date on that event is coming
That
up?
is February 25th and 26th.
Okay, great. Now, as I mentioned, as far as the exhibit here, what is coming up after your Winterim, your Girl Scouting exhibit? Is there?
Yes, after this exhibit, again, the Exhibit of Excellence is coming up. That is the 10th through 12th graders. It's a juried show.
Okay.
In March, we have our 28th annual photography exhibit, which is the oldest and largest photography exhibit in the area. That is opening on, I have to look and see, our opening reception for that is on the 9th of March, and that will run through the middle of April, the 14th of April. The other thing that we have that's coming up that I really do want to mention is that we have the Suffolk Art Gallery is beginning a trip series, and our first trip is going to be this spring, and we're going to go to New York for a few days.
Oh my goodness.
And that is going to be on the 18th of April, and we'll run through the 22nd, and I'm working with a travel person out of Hampton, I believe, who has been to New York many, many, many times. But it's really going to be an exciting trip. We're going to be going to the Metropolitan to see the Stein collection, which is the collection, it's selections from the collection of Gertrude Stein and Alice B. Toklas and Gertrude's brothers. She has one brother, Leo, who's fairly well known, but many of those works have never been seen before. And it is a Parisian, basically Parisian salon collection, Picasso, Matisse, etc. We're going to be doing that. We're also going to be going to the Museum of Modern Art and I think we're going to be seeing the murals of Diego Rivera, which were specifically done for the Museum of Modern Art. We're going to be going to see the Book of Mormon, which is a very difficult show to get tickets for at this point. We'll be staying in the Chelsea district in a boutique hotel, and we're going to be traveling by Amtrak. So it should be a very leisurely kind of
exciting
exhibit opportunity, a chance to see things. New York in April is beautiful. We are going to try to do the Brooklyn Bridge Walk and some outside activities, visit Central Park and do things like that. So it will be a great trip, and it really is it's not just visual arts, but it will be, because we're going to be going to the theater, it will be a cultural experience, I think, that'll sort of run the gamut.
Now, if folks are interested in attending, how do they reach you?
Again, they can call us here at the museum at 514-7284. We are going to have an interest meeting here coming up very shortly. This was something that very last minute kind of thing plans. The opportunity came up to get tickets for the Book of Mormon, and again, those are difficult seats to get. But anyway, that came up, and we have talked for a few years about doing something and establishing a trip every year that can be culturally based. And this was kind of an opportunity to go somewhere that's not too terribly far away, that's easy, that's fun during a nice time of year.
A lot to see and do within a short period of time.
A lot to see and do. We're going to be staying in the Chelsea district, and that is an antique area, gallery area. It's in the heart of the Flower District. It's a really beautiful area of New York, and it's a great time to be visiting there.
So definitely, if you're interested, give Nancy a call. Nancy, I wanted to thank you once again for inviting us out to join you today. And we'll be, as I said, talking a little bit more at the Center for Cultural Arts in our next segment. So again, thank you for joining us, and we'll be back with more on the scene in just a moment. Hi, welcome back to On the Scene. Joining us now is Jackie Cherry, Executive Director of the Suffolk Center for Cultural Arts, and Nancy Kinzinger joining us once again to talk about this fabulous display that is going on behind us. February is, of course, National African American History Month, and you all have a beautiful display here.
Thank you, thank you. This work is primarily from the Norfolk State University of African Art Gallery, and that actually does belong to the Norfolk State University Foundation, but a great chunk of what's here is from them, and that specifically comes from Miss Olivia T. Hinton, who is a Portsmouth resident. She and her husband began collecting African art apparently in the 60s, and they collected through their 4 decades as teachers. They were educators, and that collection, that substantial collection, was given to Norfolk State. We also have pieces from the Reed collection, which does belong to the city and is housed at the Suffolk Art Gallery. We do not have it on display all the time, but we do use it to complement other exhibits that we have, and actually have Sankofa and some of the festivals we will occasionally take pieces out for. Our pieces are were collected by Margaret and L.T. Reed. again, during the 60s and probably some during the 50s. Dr. Reed died in 1989, and when she died, they had a substantial collection. My understanding is that a majority of the collection went to Hampton University, which has a wonderful African art exhibit collection, also. But we did get some pieces here in town to keep in our collection. And some of the pieces are from that collection, some of them come from the Norfolk State University archives, from their gallery. So it really is an interesting group of artifacts.
Oh, it certainly is. And Jackie, I'm sure that you're going to probably be swarming with people coming in to take a look at those. What time frame are these artifacts actually going to be on exhibit?
Well, we'll have a soft opening this weekend, and then we'll have our main reception the following week, and we'll have it up for February and March. And we're very fortunate. The way I heard about it was one of our board members was mentioning how great this exhibit is over at Norfolk State, and a client was in from Norfolk State, and they were very receptive to having it out here, and we're just so thrilled that we can partner with them in this venture. It's a unique, fabulous collection.
It's just amazing.
I'm excited.
Some of the pieces, and when you think about, hand carved, and some of these pieces hundreds of years old, it is just absolutely amazing to see.
Well, Nancy and I went out to view them a couple of months ago, and I'm not quite sure what I expected, but it wasn't this quality, in-depth, just unique pieces. And I'm really excited, and I hope everybody takes advantage and comes in and walks through. Our gallery is open Tuesday through Saturday, 11 to 4. There are no fees to come to any of our exhibits.
So definitely one of those events, looking for something to do. I mean, everybody's always complaining, well, there's nothing to do, or there's a fee associated or whatever, but there's no excuse not to come in and take advantage of this.
Absolutely not. It's a great afternoon and a great exhibit.
It certainly is. And I know that these types of things go on year-round here, so there's always definitely something exciting to come to see here at the Center for Cultural Arts.
We think so. The next exhibits that we're working on right now is with Sister Cities. Every year, for the past couple, we have partnered with them. And of course, they have a competition with all the high schools and even homeschoolers. And they enter, and it's judged and so forth. And we have it on display here. Last year, we actually had a state winner from Suffolk, an international winner from Suffolk, I should say. He was from the Nansemond River High School, and because of that, we're also going to have that exhibit come in. So there'll be 10 pieces from international, and that young man was from Nansemond River High School, and hopefully he'll be here as well, so he can come visit. His name is Dakota Everts, and we're real proud of him and real pleased to have him back this year.
Well, as well we should be.
Yes.
Now, I know, as I said, looking around here at the gallery, definitely something always going on, but not only do we have these wonderful exhibits, but there's so much more here at the center that we're going to be talking about in just a moment.
Great, thank you.
Joining us now is Jody Mazer, Director of Education here at the Center for Cultural Arts. Thanks again for meeting with us today. Another really exciting event coming in, and especially since we were just talking about African American History Month, is your show, She, called Moses. And let's talk a little bit about that if we could.
Actually, it's very popular. We've actually done this, we did it last year on a smaller scale. We're going to actually have it in the theater this year. It's the Children's Theater of Hampton Roads. They perform the show. It's open to everyone. It's $5, very affordable, and it'll be on Saturday morning, February 18th.
And just a little bit about it then?
Oh, I'm sorry. It's forgive me. It's a story of Harriet Tubman.
Okay.
So, and of course, Harriet Tubman was, very one of our local heroes. So, it's a very easily understandable take for a broad range of children. We have youngsters as young as 2 come with their families to these children's theater performances.
And there are so many different performances. I mean, this is truly, I know, Jackie, you and I have talked about this in the past. When you talk about a community treasure, the center certainly is that, because there is just so much that is offered. I don't care what your heart's desire is as far as your form of entertainment. I mean, we go from She Called Moses to the Motown. So,
Right,
I mean, there's
exactly.
just so much going on here at the center.
We're very excited.
The one thing that we're always proud of is the family and children shows that we have here. And actually, this group comes in every third Saturday morning.
Every third Saturday.
For children, and it's always $5. The shows are always very interactive, so the parents don't have to worry about kids being rambunctious or anything like that. They truly encourage it, and it's this particular show, we had several folks call and say, will you please do that one again? It was just so rewarding for the whole family. So that one's going to be extremely well received, I think, once again.
Great, and we had She Called Moses in January. The third weekend in January, we had an improv program with fairy tales. So there are a lot of different subjects that are covered, and it's very enjoyable. And again, it's 11 a.m. and only $5.
Yeah, and we talk about other shows. I know we'll be getting a little bit more into the
absolutely,
education
right,
piece, but I know you've got the Big Tent Cabaret Roadshow coming up.
This show is going to actually be incredible. You'll be able to see some of the visuals. I know you'll be sharing with the folks, but it is an incredible performance and interactive piece. These are artists, young artists out of North Carolina, and they create an experience for all of the theater goers. They actually build puppets on stage, and the puppets can be the size of your hand or
The size of your grandfather.
or higher. They could be the size of a theater. And they are amazing. We looked at the website before we had even heard about them, and then other people have recommended them. This will be a wonderful show. Words don't do it justice. I wish I was a little more articulate. But again, it's a family show. It's going to be February 4th at 2 p.m. It's, again, very affordable. It's a $15 ticket price for adults and $7 for kids. And we do have groups. If you have a group of 10 or more, there's a 10% discount.
So another reason to
we're
come.
very
and
excited.
Another family show.
This is something that I do not believe you will see something like this in the area. It is very unique, and we're thrilled to be able to present it.
And then on the heels of that, we've got the Chicago City Limits. Isn't it iconic? Again, another interesting selection.
Well, we've been talking for a while about having comedy here. We're bringing in an improv troupe, which is, they're very popular.
You never know
now.
what's going to happen then.
Well, exactly. They actually have a theme where they make fun of all the iconic legends and of our time. So as things shift, they shift the program with them. And of course, they have audience interaction, and it is definitely, again, a family show. It's nothing that you couldn't bring your teens to. And that is going to be on Thursday evening, February 9th.
So again, just kind of taken from today's headlines.
Absolutely,
Exactly.
and it changes as the
never
headlines.
know.
Right.
Whatever happened the day before.
Right.
Could be part of it.
And that's exciting for us because this will be the first time we do comedy here. So we're really
But
anxious
it's a
to see.
clean family,
Family
comedy.
Yes, it is, and they work. It's a group of, I think, five people who work together.
So, and we shift from comedy to Motown again, as we had talked about earlier. So one of my favorite music genres. So let's talk about that.
Masters of Motown is, we're bringing them in on March 17th at 8 p.m. We've advertised the show all year with our season, but it's going gangbusters. Every time, we went to Peanut Festival where I saw you last, we had advertised it, and that was the show that everybody noticed. We're really, really excited about it. Tickets are on sale. They're $25 for a show that takes you all over Motown. There are the male groups, the female groups, and musicians. So it's a large company, and we're very, very excited about it.
And
Guaranteed to be a fun night.
I'm looking
A
forward to
fun
that
night.
one. You can count
We're
me
getting
in.
a lot of people are very excited
Diane's
about that.
first row, she wants to be there.
Now, I know we're running, unfortunately, a little short of time. We could probably spend hours talking
so
about
sorry,
things
yes.
here, but we've got Sir Curious coming up as well. And
Which is another family show. It's amazing.
It's a circus on stage.
Yes.
Basically, it's a circus on stage.
so we'll show the information about
Yes,
that.
I
But
mean,
then
you'll see. It's amazing.
I don't want to miss out on the classes and the workshops here, because there's just an abundance of them. And I know one of the new classes that I think is going to be a lot of fun is your shag dancing.
Yes. We have shag dancing, which started last night. It'll be a 6-week program. It's a beginning shag class. We are offering it again in March, starting in March. We'll have a beginning and an intermediate shag class. So the classes are available online. You can sign up, and we had, I think, over 35 people in the shag class.
The first class, and then 2 weeks after the graduation of that class.
Oh, at the end, in April, we have a shag. We're having a shag dance here.
Oh, too much fun.
In
April
the ballroom.
27th in the ballroom. Yes, so that's open to anyone.
Okay.
But it's a good place for the people who've just learned to practice their new skills.
So again, classes, workshops, gift shop, restaurant, special events venue, again, everything under one roof here at the center.
Absolutely.
Jackie, for more information, who do people need to contact?
Well, first you can always go to our website, which is suffolkcenter.org, or call our main number, 923-0003, and any of us would be more than happy to help.
Okay. So again, Jody, if anybody has, I know one of the things that you all pride yourself on is if you don't have a class about something people are interested in, let you know about it and you'll create one. How can they reach you?
Absolutely. If there is something that you are interested in, we had belly dancing, someone asked about. We just have a belly dancing class. If you're interested, call us, tell us of your interest. We will try to get an instructor and put a class together for you. We're doing it for adults, we're doing it for kids, for seniors, homeschoolers, people who are interested, and they'll let us know.
Jackie and Jody, thank you so much for joining us here today and sharing all of this wonderful information about the center.
Thank you. We certainly appreciate you being here.
And thanks for the opportunity.
Thank you for joining us on The Scene. We'll see you next time.